Amir, who is the International Director of Asian Art at Christie's, was presented with two striking watercolor paintings by K. Hara on a recent episode of Antiques Roadshow. The contemporary artist was one of the founders of the Artists' Centre in Mumbai. After Amir valued the two colourful pieces the guest brought onto the BBC show, she admitted she didn't want them to be worth that much. The expert began, "The artist Ara is one of the great modern painters of India and has part of a group known as the Progressive Artists Group, and they are a circle with really define modern India." He went on to explain the two paintings the guest had brought onto the show to be valued were originally hanging off the railing in the dockside in Mumbai. She replied, "Yes, they were. My mum and dad bought them when they were on the way to the boat, having been told to leave with a week's notice." The guest explained her mother liked the painting of the naked woman looking out of her window, whereas her father preferred the one with a beach in the background. Coronation Street legend Peter Barlow is Jacob Hayes' father? She recalled, "They bought them, I don't know how much for, and rolled them up in two and put them onto the boat. They have been part of my life this whole time." The watercolor paintings were a raw signature technique and bursting with vivid colors. "What's interesting is the people in his pictures are usually looking away or looking backwards," he added. "They are both very strong and typical of Ara's work, and I think these were painted in the early 1940s. The expert explained the artist was a struggling one who was only known by a small few people in Bombay's art community. He said many went on to become big international artists such as M. F. Hussain, who was renowned for his Cubist-style paintings. Amin explained to his guest why Ara had difficulty during his time as an artist, saying, "That was not the case for Ara for various reasons. Why 1883's Elsa Dutton to ditch James Dutton for Sam after major clue? Latest give it arrest BBC Breakfast viewers blast Prince Andrew coverage, reaction Coronation Street arrest after teen tampers with spiking evidence? Theory, one of that was he was perhaps too philanthropic as he often gave his paintings away, and he was an incredibly nice man who was not very materially ambitious. He lived close to the poverty line throughout his life, he had a few exhibitions in the 1940s and the 1950s, and he ceased to be engaged within the active art world. So these are quite early paintings." The expert wondered if his guest knew how much they would be worth now, but confessed she had no idea. He exclaimed, "Well, I would say the landscape here is probably £5,000 to £7,000, and the one, of the woman, is between £8,000 to £12,000. The guest looked baffled and replied, "Oh crikey, wow. I'm stunned, I am shocked, I didn't want them to be worth that much because it's a bit of a responsibility, isn't it? But I am pleased I am learned so much about them." Antiques Roadshow episodes can now be streamed on BBC iPlayer.